Hello and welcome to another exciting Blender tutorial. We're going to continue our series by making the first location. Let's jump into it. All right, let's get some materials cracking on this guy. I'm going to go ahead and switch into shaded mode and Eevee. Also going to go ahead and save as well. And I'm going to shift A. We need to make some kind of light system that's going to work well for this. I could use, let's just grab a point light and bring it up here to the top. And I could turn the power right up. All right, let's see. Maybe an area light would look a bit better for this. Should be good. Size, though, we can increase the size. I mean, the other option is we could use a sun lamp. We can get some cool features with stuff like this. I'm also going to go into my render tab and I'm going to turn on ambient occlusion, bloom, and screen space reflections. All right, cool. So we've got our hallway thing. Let's start cracking out some materials. So I'm going to split my view. I'm going to switch this from object mode. No, I'm going to go up here to the top. We're going to switch into shader view. And we're going to click new to create a new material. And I'm going to turn off my widgets for this so that it's just really clear. I'm going to go ahead and take my sphere too, and I'm going to create a new material for that. It's the little light sphere I just grabbed. I'm going to switch this to an emission, and I'll go red just for now so I can see it. Start simple. Let's start with some metallic. I'm going to turn the metallic up on this. This will make everything metal. I'm going to turn the roughness down so things start getting really reflectant. All right, let's try scuffing things up a little bit. Let's add some Musgrave in. So I'm going to go Shift A and type in Musgrave. And I want to pipe this into the roughness. I like this 3.315. It looks really good, I think. So I'm going to grab a color ramp. And I want to do this color ramp. I'm going to enter 0.315. Let's see. When it comes to reflection, 0 is like a mirror and white is as dull as you can get it. So I don't want it to go any more reflective than this. I think this is as far as I want it to go. So I'm going to grab the black and I'll make the black this number here. So I just copy this number, come to my black, and I can actually just paste it in the vibrancy for HSV. And that's going to make the RGB value be the same on all three of those. So just a bit of a quick hack. Now what I can do is I can take this height, plug it into the factor, take this color, plug it into the roughness. Now we're going to get this Musgrave kind of creating a variation between the reflectance that we want and the reflectance that we don't want. Or, well, whatever it is when it's kind of scuffy. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to make sure it doesn't go past whatever it was. They have the other ones, which is like 3 point whatever. So I'll just take this to like 0.5 something. And then I might take the scale down and the detail up and the dimension down. That will make things really rough. Like that. And then I'll dimension up just a little bit. And then I'll take the scale back down. Just play around with it a little bit. We can also increase the contrast with dragging these guys closer together. But it's kind of nice having the variation. We could probably also grab a texture coordinate node, drop it here and grab a mapping node. And we'll plug the generated into the vector and the vector into the vector. Generated is the default placement, so it's automatically doing that. But we just have to plug something in to use mapping. And then we can just play with the scale maybe, see what that does. You know, that might give it a cool look. Like, I guess if we'll get these like kind of drip things on the side. And having it like scuff the floor a long ways, that's not bad. Conversely, what's it look like when we go the other way? Take this one and make it just a little bit darker. So bring it even closer. It's probably, you're going to start losing it in the YouTube compression, but I'm fine with this kind of thing. The more subtle you go, the better it looks. Push the scale, maybe. All right, now we can color different panels, different shades. So like, for example, we could come into here. I'm going to turn on this guy so we can actually visualize things. I'm going to hit Control Plus to expand my selection. I might just grab all of this stuff. Do I want to grab it all? Grab the tops of all these, like this. Control Plus to expand that selection until I get that whole bit there. And then I'm going to add hit the plus symbol to add a new material slot, and then I'll grab the material there that we're using, and I'll click this little double paper icon to duplicate that material. So now it's a new material. So you could simplify this by calling this hallway metal. And this one, I could go hallway plastic, maybe. So for this, and then when we have that selected and these faces selected, we click assign, that will assign this to it. So now what we can do is we can take this guy and maybe let's bring the metallic off and go out of edit mode. And then let's play around with this. I'll unplug this from the roughness. Drop this down. I'll make it full white. Turn my specular up. Take it down to a black. That could be cool. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Let's put a bump on it that kind of makes it even more complicated. So let's get rid of all this stuff. I might keep these guys. I'm going to grab a Voronoi. I'm going to switch it to Manhattan. I'm going to get a color ramp. And I'll set it to constant. And I'll put the distance into the factor. And then I'm going to grab a bump map. I'll explain this in a second. And I'll take the color, and I'll stick it into the height, and then I'll take the normal into the normal. And actually, first what I'll do is I'll stick this into the emissions so you can see it. We can actually figure out what it should look like. All right, so by using constant, I can hit this little plus symbol to get 3 of these guys. I can stick one here, and this will give me these exact lines. And now what we can do is, let's see. Is it, maybe it's, let's just check Mikowski real quick. No, it's not that one. Chipative. There we go. Chipative is the one I wanted. Because that gives us the sort of grid pattern. And what I'm going to do with this is I'll take my scale right up. See, we get these nice sort of digital circuit board kind of looking things. What we can do is look for a spot where we're going to get some nice lines like this. And then we can take it and plug this into the bump map. So if I unplug the emission, you can see here at the bump map, we're getting these guys, creating some nice circuit board like texture. Let's see, getting a seam on this. So I need to merge. I am merging. Maybe, yeah, I need to merge on the array to get that to seal. Maybe we should make these alcoves a different color, like a dark color. So we're going to grab all these faces. Switch to transparent mode, so I'm making sure I'm not missing anything. Grab the roof too, why not? Let's go ahead and create a new material. Trash area. Why not? There we go, assign that. And now what we can do is with trash area, darken this thing up. Yeah, that's going to be nice. I think that'll actually create some good contrast with everything. I will make it metallic, I think. Brighten it up a little bit. In these areas, we're going to make them a bit scratchy, I think. So let's go back to the Musgrave. In fact, we can just grab the other material, hallway metal. Just grab this system. Copy, come back to our trash. Paste. And then we can grab all this and we can go for a bump and plug this color into the height and this into the normal. There we go. And we're going to tone it down because it's way too intense. So I'll go 0.1 on the distance. And then we can take this scale and let's see, which way do we want to do it? Is it not that way? I'm going to look at this thing from the side like this. And I will go into transparent mode, go into edit mode, select these faces. Actually, just make sure I've got everything. Yeah, that's good. Right. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pull up my UV editor right here. Where are you, UV editor? Bam, there it is. And then I'm going to come up here and I'll hit click on the UV and we go project from view. I'll scale these guys up a touch. Now I can get rid of that. Or I guess I can leave it, doesn't really matter. Bring it back down. Now what we can do is we can leave edit mode, come over here and use the UV, which we just made. And now we should be able to get this to do what we want it to do. I'm going to turn my strength up again so I can see it. Maybe take the scale up. So UV only has X and Y, right? So we should be able to take the Y and stretch it. There we go. So I can get scratch marks like I wanted. Might look at this guy now from the side, go into edit mode and brush select all these dudes like so. Just like that. Deselect these roof tiles. Anything else I need to deselect? I'll deselect these guys, these guys. I will keep those, and I'm going to deselect these. There we go. So just have these guys. I don't really care about all this stuff. It's fine. We can leave it. We're not actually applying this material to all that. So, and yeah, this side too would be pretty essential. I think. Oh, we lost a face there. Oh, yeah, it looks like we have. We'll need to attach that again. That's right. Okay, so let's take this and look at this from that side. And we'll do the same thing. Come up here in my UV editor. I'll go U, project from view. And these guys I'll scale up like this. And now you'll see, leave edit mode, the scratches are working here as well. And they're all kind of going in the right direction. All right, now let's kind of land the mood, the overall feel of this. I might want to do one last different material maybe for the floor. Let's just separate it out. We'll assign the metal to it, but I'll click the double paper icon and we'll call this floor. And then with this floor material, leave edit mode. Let's see. Let's take the metallic off of the floor. And oops, we forgot to assign it. Assign that. There we go. Now we can leave edit mode. Let's keep the metallic on. Change our base color. You have like a grid for this. That actually might look good. What's the best way to get a grid? Probably. I want to use the brick texture. I'm going to just do for Rona, I think, and do the same thing we were doing before, which was chibitive and a color ramp, distance into the factor. Let's grab a bump. And we'll drop this here and we'll stick the color into the height and take the normal and put it into the normal. Wow, that's cool. And let's take the randomness down. And then the scale maybe up a bit. I don't want it to be like bathroom tiles. It's a very cool material. Do it like this. It's kind of cool. And now the floor is going to be really scuffy as well. So what we can do is we could probably take the scale up on this. Maybe make this a bit duller. How's that going to look? Might reverse the scuffiness. Which one is it? Is it? No, it's not that. Is it Z? Going to give it to us? Yep. I have scratches going along the floor. Well, that's kind of nice. We get like a little border. Now, let's see what does it look like if we go a bit darker floor. It's kind of nice. All right, I like this. I think it looks good. One other thing that might look nice is if we come over here, grab the face that's behind the grill and assign one of our darker materials like floor to it. That'll help those grills kind of stand out a little bit better. Like floor's maybe a little too dark. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and fill the floor in real quick. So let's go into edit mode. I'm going to hide my trapdoors. And I'll alt click these edges right there, and I'll just hit F to fill. And that will fill it in for all of them. I might assign the trash area material to that. I think it'll look a bit better. And I might make this, I'll look at this from above. Where is it? There it is. Just UV project view, since it's got the trash material on it. That'll help it look better, although it'd be nicer if the scratches were going the other way, wouldn't it? So let's go into edit mode and let's rotate this 90. There we go. And then our little light here, sphere, might grab a principal BSDF. That's the default shader name, the node that appears when you click new material. It's principal BSDF. I'll just plug this in, and I'm going to take the emission and just color pick that and just turn it up there. So it's doing the same thing, but now if I make the emission 0, it's not going to be this black void. It's going to have something else going on. So I can turn the roughness down, and maybe we can make this guy like a dark color. Maybe turn up metallic and specular, something like that. Make it a bit shiny, and then the emission strength can come on like that. Looks pretty good. Okay, with the lights, I'm going to get rid of that area light. I'm going to take this sunlight, and I'm going to shift D to duplicate it, and I'm going to rotate it around. I don't know if I want to actually bounce light into the set like that, but maybe I do. Maybe I do. Let me take my strength down a little bit. I'll make my world black as well. Let's take this other one and turn its strength up. Yeah, no, I think we are going to need the world. It's going to be pretty important. We might want to throw an HDRI in, but we'll just lift it a little bit for now. We'll worry about lighting and stuff in another tutorial. But I think this is going to be a really good base for us. Now, what's nice about it is that the way we've built it, when we're filming with this set, what we can do is we can come to this hallway, go to our modifiers, and we can do things like turn off the mirror, so it just have the half set, and now it's a lot easier to kind of get these angles. Although it might be nicer if we had a bit more floor. Let's try that. I'm going to save. And I'm going to go Shift-A, cube, scale it up, and then scale it on the Y so it's nice and long. And grab it on the X, and just stick it right about here maybe. Let's see if this works. I'll add in a bool modifier. I'll grab this cube object. I'll take the cube, and I will hide it. And I'll come here. I'm going to switch this to fast. Actually, I'll keep the cube visible, but I'll come down here to my visibility settings under the object properties. And viewport display, I'll switch it from textured to bounds. That'll make it just be the bounds of the object. It's a bit easier to grab and do stuff with. So yes, now we can like basically cut off parts of the set however we want. It's a little buggy because it's a bool. They're always a little bit chaotic and pretty dangerous to use, but this will help us like get our camera in, be able to tuck it in there in these different spots. Should look pretty good. We'll call this our cutaway. Just tuck it off to the side for now, so it's not doing anything. And then let's make this little modular set. I'll take the hallway object, and I'll Shift D to duplicate, and then I'll get rid of the bool. I'll get rid of the bevel. I'll keep the bevel. Get rid of the array, and I will keep the mirror modifier. And I'll grab this one and just bring it forward a touch. This will be our kind of hero section that has the gap in the floor. So I'll go into edit mode and I'll delete that face. I'll turn my doors back on and I will get them in position, back into object mode, position these guys roughly in here. We're just going to animate these like pretty simply. In fact, what we could do is we could grab the side like this, Shift S cursor to selected, go out of edit mode, and then we can say object set origin to 3D cursor. And we can do the same for this one. Just select that side there, Shift S cursor to selected, and then object set origin to 3D cursor. And now if I select both of these guys and set individual origins, I can hit S to scale and just go on the Y, and you can see we can actually open and close these doors just with the Y scale, which is pretty cool. So that's how we'll do that. Might put the same, I don't know, what material should we put on this? Hallway metal, plastic, trash area probably. Click this, copy material to selected. I'll put it on both. And that should do the trick for us pretty well. Oh yeah, for this one, we should probably get rid of the mirror modifier as well. So I'm gonna apply this. So now it's all in the mesh, and I can come here, turn this back on, go to my edge mode, select this loop and hit F to fill. And then make sure I've got the trash area assigned to it. Yeah. Cool, so now we've got one area that's got the floor and then everything else doesn't. And then what we can do with this is we can Shift D, grab Y and bring this over. Except this one, I don't want it to go as long, actually. Let's take the array count down to 5, maybe. Now, one problem with arrays is they do slow the scene down quite a lot for some reason. So bear in mind, if you start getting scene performance issues, you might want to bake out your array modifier. I definitely will be looking at that if I feel like I need it. Now, I'm going to make things simple for myself, and I'm going to take both hallway sections, the sphere for my little light, the 2 trap doors, that hallway, the cylinder, and the cutaway. And I'm going to set this to median point, and I'm going to grab on the Y. And I'm just going to move this right about to here. And what I want to do is I want to set my trash chute, the actual trash chute, which is this one. I'm going to put it right near the origin. So if I come here and I'm going to grab this, the light and the cylinder. I'm going to grab it and stick it right over there. So anyways, this will be a little easier because now my scene, it's all based around 0, 0 at the origin. This is the most important bit because we got the doors here. Now in the story, they're kind of marching this way and they make a turn. So I might take my little independent section, Shift D, grab this on the Y, bring it out, and I might make like a hallway, like a rotated hallway. So if I Shift R to rotate this, or not Shift R, but just regular R, I'll go to local and get my handles back on. And I'll move this along the Z there. I can just bring this like so. And then I can Shift D again. I might take the rotation of this one back to 0. And same with the X. I'll put it back at 0 at the X. I'll put this right here so it meets up. And then if we go into edit mode, and I wonder if I could, how do I do this? If I take But look at this from the top-down view. Go to vertex mode. I'll just box select all these guys. If I turn on proportional editing right here, and I want to be not local, global. I guess I could just do it like that. Then do it like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. We will zero this out. We'll put this back to 0 on the X. Grab it on the Y. I will bring it up, and I will just rotate it 10 degrees. So I'll go -10, Shift D, move this one forward. I'll go -20. And I'm just lining up these edges so I can just select all these guys. Actually, might have one. Let's move this all forward a bit. Duplicate this guy, and it'll zero out the rotation. And grab him on the Y and line him up. So all these, what we can do with this is we can do Control J to join them. And then we can go into edit mode. Turn off transparency there. And then we should be able to grab these edges. And then grab these edges. Think about this. That edge, that edge, that edge. So we grab that whole loop, right? And grab that whole loop. Can we bridge those? Yep, there we go, bridge edge loops. That'll close it up for us. They don't quite match up, but it doesn't really matter too much. And so then when we shoot down here, we can just take this guy, we can Shift D, rotate it a little bit more, and just grab this. Just kind of line it up like so. And now if we go inside our set, we should have a nice, yeah, it just turns and we can't see around the bin. And it looks good. Very, very cool. Now we'll do some more stuff to this when we get to actually lighting this set. But for the time being, I think this looks pretty good. So let's wrap this up by creating a camera. This is like a red. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, it looks really nice, doesn't it? Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial tonight. I hope you had some fun making this sci-fi corridor. We're going to be using this in our short film for the first scene. And yeah, I hope you learned a lot and you're enjoying this new series. I hope you're excited for the next episode. Stay tuned. They will continue to come out, hopefully fairly regularly. I'm really enjoying it, so hopefully we'll just be able to keep plowing ahead. But yeah, if you want to get the little droid character, you can buy him off Gumroad or over on Blender Market. I've got him pre-made, pre-rigged. So you can just grab him and start working with him in your own sets for your own short film. Or you can follow along on how to make him if you do the Animation 101 tutorial. I've got a playlist on my channel. Go check that out. I'll put a link in the description and maybe a pop-up or something as well. So keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think and what you'd like to see on the channel as well. And don't forget, we're also on Twitch if you want to watch over there. And we've got a Discord. Join that. The link is in the description below. And most importantly, the Patreon, which is the main way that I get supported to do this. So if you really want to support the channel and get some awesome stuff, head over there and check it out. You can catch the full uncut live stream version of this tutorial. So if you're watching this, probably watching the 30-minute cut down version. But there is a much longer version over on Patreon. It's currently we're at 1 hour and 30 minutes. So nice and long with a lot of segues and cool details. So go check that out. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, see you later.